Welcome to the Abundant Accountant Podcast. This is where accountants come to learn all the ways you can grow your firm. When you are in doubt, we are here to help you out. If you're ready to learn, ready to grow your firm, then you are in the right place to sharpen those skills and increase your revenue. Okay, so today on the Abundant Accountant Podcast, I am talking about the creative ways for accountants to encourage referrals. So referrals in our businesses. If you are in any form of business, this is imperative, but especially for my accountants out there and for your accounting firms, encouraging referrals is one of the best ways to gain new business. And a numerous amount of accountants have contacted me. You know, I get emails all the time asking me for creative ways to engage in attracting the right referrals, because not all referrals are actually great referrals. And we all know the common ways to get referrals, but maybe what are some unique ways to get new referrals, right? And new ways to gain business. A lot of people have some scripts and templates already made, and a lot of people do ask for referrals. A lot of people don't ask for referrals too, I've noticed. So in this episode today, I will go over the 6 creative and effective ways for accountants to attract the right referrals, because again, not all referrals are great referrals, and what will help you stand out and grow your firm and also improve your bottom line. Because at the Abundant Accountant Podcast, what are we into? We're into having the firm of abundance. And in order to do that, we want to have referrals of abundance and clients of abundance. And abundance doesn't always mean quantity. Abundance in my world means high quality, low volume, right? So it's not too many, but it's the right client. So that is what's in store today. So in sales, a referral is the key to the door of resistance, right? And if you think about that, a new client is sometimes hard to get, or there's this resistance or this wall. But when it comes through a referral source, and this is from Bo Binet, one of the author of The Years to Success, and I just love it. I always believe that a referral, it has a little less resistance. There's a little less of a barrier between you and your new client. If you think about it, right? Like, really think about it. When you get a referral from somebody, it's like, okay, the pressure's off. And I'll give you an example, because right now I am starting a new class for my accountants for 8 weeks. And one of the things that I really thrive on are referrals. They're for me the best lead. It comes from, wow, this, Michelle knows her stuff. I mean, I've worked in an accounting firm, but I understand that for most accountants, sales isn't really the most fun part of your firm and what you're doing, right? But in order to attract the clients that you really want to help and serve, what if you got really amazing referrals, like the high value clients you want to work with? What if you got another referral of that? So I'll give you an example. Today I was talking to Scott, one of my students, and Scott is working with this new brain surgeon. And what if the brain surgeon referred his co-partner from surgery and got another brain surgeon? Don't you think that brain surgeon would trust Scott a lot higher than maybe, a brand new client that just found Scott online? So the barrier of the resistance is removed when the one brain surgeon tells the other brain surgeon. So that's what I mean by removing the resistance away from that. So the first key element to all of this is not forgetting the basics. And with any referral system, the number one thing, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before, is know who you want to work with, because we need to avoid getting the referrals that are less than ideal clients. Not every referral is a good referral, and I've been referred other accountants to work with me who I think are great people, don't get me wrong, but I work with people who have an accounting firm that have been in business at least 2 to 3 years. And the reason why is that for me to deliver the best results for you and to help you, it's imperative that you've had a little bit of struggle on the sales side of things. Maybe you've had a client sit in front of you and they said, you know what, this sounds really great, but I need to go talk to my husband, or, but I need to think about it, or, but it's just really not a good time, or, but I don't really feel like switching accountants right now. It sounds like a lot of work. If you've dealt with those kinds of challenges, I can help you overcome every single one of them. So for me, if I got a referral, a less than ideal client for me would be an example of someone who just started out. You just got your CPA, you just started your own firm, you're like, I'm not going to go get a job. Right now isn't the best time to create the sales process to really convert at a high level. I think you need to, kick the tires around and experience what it's like having a brand new business. And if you don't already have a referral system in place, I want to keep it simple. This shouldn't be too overwhelming. And I did go over this in one of the other episodes of the Abundant Accountant podcast, if you want to go listen to that one. But you might want to listen to that even before we dive in too deep and taking action in what we're talking about today. So I think if you check that episode out, it will be really helpful. So number one, I understand that tax season typically is the busiest for you, right? If you're an accountant listening right now, isn't tax season the busiest time of year? Last time I checked, and from all of my students I've had, it definitely is. And one of the best ways to get referrals is to think about this. For every single new client and current client in your firm, what if you have them get a referral card filled out? If you ask every client that you see, or if you're operating a firm that's virtual, think about having an electronic referral card that you can get a referral in for every single new client and current client. So, for example, let's say you have 50 neurosurgeons like Scott, or brain surgeons, and each brain surgeon filled out one referral card because they really wanted to pass on your amazing service that you provided. Maybe you do their monthly accounting because they have a side practice and they work in a hospital. Or maybe you did some tax planning and you saved them $50,000 to $100,000 in taxes this year. The thing is that we have to ask. We have to ask for the referrals. So during the busiest time of year, and again, you can make some up. You can use index cards if you want to keep it really simple, but encourage your clients to fill out referral cards. And, it's a great time to pick up referrals also during your slower months, when you have more time to connect with your clients. If you're running and operating a firm that's virtual, the best way to do that is have Zoom calls or video calls or FaceTime calls or WhatsApp calls. It's better to actually pick up the phone and talk to them. And I always like to use the excuse of tax season or slow season or whatever season it is. It's a great time to ask. And if we just start asking, the referrals will start coming. I'll give you an example. I was on the phone or talking to Scott today. We were going over some of his questions, and I asked him for some referrals for our next class that's starting. And he reached out to 2 people while we were on the phone, and he also said that I can call him tomorrow to follow up to see if he got a response. So it's our job to make sure we also follow up on the process. So that is the first way. So the second way, I like to make a game out of it. I know that asking for referrals can sometimes be a little uncomfortable when you're first getting started, but when you get your first 1 or 2, it's a lot more fun. So let's say you meet people in person and you're seeing people in your firm. You can have them put a name in a hat. You can get like a baseball cap or maybe an Uncle Sam hat for taxes, and have your clients put people's names in a hat. And after a couple months, maybe it's a month, maybe it's 2 months, draw a name from that hat and that person will win a prize. You can make the prizes anything that you feel is okay to give away. Obviously, in your industry, you have certain rules and regulations, which I understand, but prizes encourage more referrals. So one way, if you're not working in a virtual environment, a great way if you're seeing clients, especially during tax season or during your busier months, is to encourage them to drop something in the hat to win, let's say, a day at the spa with their significant other. Or another idea would be Amazon gift cards. Who loves to shop at Amazon? I think we all do, right? So there's a bunch of ideas, but putting things inside a hat is really, really, really fun and encourages a lot of, you can have your admin staff help you, or, if you don't have a staff, you get to run the show. So prizes is really something fun when you can make a game out of it. Another way to do this is having catchy headlines to entice referrals in your emails. So maybe you want to send out an email blast to your client list to let them know that you're running a referral. I wouldn't call it contest, but referral game. Like, can we count you in? Or help us help you. Or we've crunched the numbers. This is a win-win. Those are all fun, catchy headlines that you can put in the subject line to send to your email list. For me also, by the way, I do a lot of online giveaways. And in the online giveaway space, you can also use the same thing we're talking about here, where you're creating not only an opportunity for your clients to win, but you can use online, winner things, where if they enter an online thing, then they can win their prizes. Or maybe you want to give away a Logitech camera as one of your giveaways to your clients. If, let's say, you're working with entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are very remote. They do a lot of meetings online, on Zoom, and it's a great way to not only create engagement, but make it fun. And again, it's getting referrals, right? This is all about gaining referrals and growing your business. And for me, I've done giveaways. I've done Amazon gift cards. I also pay out referral fees of anywhere from up to $500 per new referral if they're a good client. So whatever you feel comfortable within the guidelines of your industry, right? So if you're a CPA, you have certain rules you need to follow. So just keep that in mind. Another way is you can do it for a cause. Who has thought about maybe having a referral giveaway, but for a cause? Right? So what about a social cause? Or, so you feel good about doing it, but let's say that for every new referral that you bring in, you're going to donate $100 of the revenue from that client to a particular charity in your area. So it's sort of like the Tom's method. If you've purchased Tom's shoes, they do a 1-for-1. For every pair of Tom's shoes you purchase, they give a Tom's pair away as a donation. So I would think for a lot of the accountants I've worked with, this is a great one. So if you have a local cause, let's say you're in LA, and in LA, there's a lot of fires right now. So what about for every new referral sent to you, you would donate $100 to the fire rescue to help them, with the shelters that's going on for all of the people that have lost their home. Or if you live in New York and the blizzards are about to come, you donate $100 of every single new client revenue to the blizzard shelter department in New York. So just think about what's ever closest to you in your city, okay? This is a great opportunity to really not only give back to your local community, but make the referral thing seem very connected. People want to help people. And when we help each other, it's like a domino effect, right? And people want to refer. I get referrals all the time, but what's the one thing I do is I ask. So for me, I like to pay $500 per referral. For you, you might not want to do that, but for every person they refer, you can donate it to a local cause. Because what works best when you work with social cause and it's tied to your firm, it could end world poverty. Maybe you want to help people who don't have a lot of money, or maybe you want to do something for the homeless. Just think about what feels good to you. And I think that is a great way to ask for referrals and also share with the people that are referring to you what you're going to do for that referral and tying it to a social cause. The fifth thing I think is a great one. Okay. This is the fifth one that offers unique benefits. I don't always believe, and for those of you that have been listening for a while, discounting your value is never a good idea for accountants or for any professional for that matter. But there are other ways to incentivize referrals. One really unique way is having a VIP club. So what if you were to create a VIP club situation where you provide them the newest tax information first, right? They're like your VIP where they get the latest insights that's valuable that you can give not for free, but for referrals, right? So let's say out of your 100 clients, you get 20 of them to give you a referral and they get entered into your VIP club. And your VIP club sends them a newsletter with the latest new tax information of the month. Let's say it's a once a month email. That might be a very unique benefit that they've never had before. I know a lot of you might do some company swag, which means, maybe a calendar, a mug, or what is something that they can take back to their house, back to their office that reminds them of you as their CPA or accounting professional. That would be, I would say, in addition to a VIP club or, a referral type program, like giving it to a social cause. And I always believe in handwritten thank you notes and gift cards. So if you feel comfortable giving away gift cards as a referral, iTunes, who doesn't love iTunes anymore, right? Or Amazon. What if for every referral, and I know the value of any referral for each of you is a minimum of $400 to $600. Some of your referrals, like Scott's, will turn into $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 referrals. I think a really nice handwritten thank you card that you can use, a company called Send Out Cards, I think is the name of it. They'll actually handwrite them out to you and send it. But what if you did a handwritten card plus an Amazon gift card or plus an iTunes gift card in the same envelope? Wouldn't that be amazing? So those are my other unique ideas that I don't think any other CPAs or accountants are doing for their clients, because personally, I've never received anything like that for any referrals. And you can really set yourself apart from your competition that way. All right, the sixth way. This one is based off your boundaries checklist and having a follow-up plan. But what about a lead that didn't pass your boundaries check from before? So let's say that you were working with a client, Bob, a year ago, and Bob wasn't a good client. You didn't take him onto the firm, but you know what? It might be a good time to reach back out. So I call this your reach back out list or your retarget list, because people change, businesses grow, and following up is the most important rule for success, but also it's the best way for referrals. You can get so much business by just following up, as long as you know it's the right kind of person and you put them in a good follow-up plan. But asking these people for referrals are also a great way. So let's even say you're working with Joe, and Joe is not a good candidate for your business or not a good client for you. Well, Joe might know a good client. So Scott, for example, since we've been talking about Scott, he is working with brain surgeons. Well, if Scott got someone who is in the real estate department or real estate investments, right? That person is not going to go into Scott's firm. However, the real estate investor might know of other brain surgeons. So Scott could say, real estate investor, do you have any friends who are also maybe brain surgeons? I'm looking to grow my firm with more brain surgeons. Most of the brain surgeons, I've been able to help them save anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 a year in taxes. And, for any referral you do, I'm going to donate 1% of the total revenue that I generate to my local charity. And the local charity that I'm helping, I live in LA, and there's a bunch of fires right now. And due to all the fires, I want to make sure I can support the shelters and help them. So for $40,000 in revenue, if I donate 1%, that's going to go to the shelters of the fires that's going on. So I'm just giving you an idea on how you can ask for a referral for even someone that's not a good fit for your business, right? And how that you can even integrate with the social cause. So the social cause in that example was the fires, and that you're going to donate 1% of revenue from the referral business that you generate. Again, just an example. There's a million different examples. For one of my students, Carmen, she's in Miami, and there's a lot of hurricanes in Miami. So for Carmen, it might be Carmen works mostly with businesses that do over $250,000 in revenue. So guess what? For any business that doesn't meet those criteria, she is going to what? Get more referrals from other people that meet those needs. But also, for the business that's doing 100,000, she might want to put them on the follow-up plan and follow up with them in about a 90-day period. So those are some examples of what I call, you can call it like a retarget referral list or a reach back out or a follow-up referral list, whatever suits you best. So just keep that in mind. So my takeaway for each of you for today, because if you don't put things into action, then nothing ever happens, is apply 1 or 2 of these 6 ways to start encouraging more referrals from your happy clients. And if you don't have many clients, it doesn't take much. You just need at least 1 or 2, and then the 1 or 2 will turn into 2 or 4. And then the 2 or 4 will turn into 6 or 8. And then the 6 or 8 will turn into 18 and 20. So it really happens quickly. It happens flawlessly. We just need to make sure that we have a process in place and that you're following the process and that you're keep asking for referrals. And think about if you have a business that's in person or if you have a virtual business, whatever business you have, come up with the best plan, but apply 1 or 2 of these strategies today. Thank you so much for listening and joining me today on the Abundant Accountant Podcast, really discussing referrals and maybe some new ideas that you can implement into your firm. I always say if you can put 1 or 2 into action, then you're ahead of the curve. And I know as an accounting professional, typically you're used to chasing clients, or you maybe feel like you have to take anyone on who knocks on your door, calls you, and you're always worrying about where the next client will come from. And, really getting tired of not getting paid what you're worth for your knowledge and struggling with that inconsistent cash flow during the off season. And it's really not your fault. There really is nobody training you on how to fix those problems and connect the dots. But I created the Selling Without Ever Selling system, and I'm excited to share this with you because I am offering a free coaching session. If you are an accountant, CPA, or EA who's been in business at least 2 years, I can share this information with you too, and let me help you get your ideal clients coming to you so you can build the firm of your dreams and still have the time and money to enjoy with your family and kids. So head on over to theabundantcall.com and schedule your free coaching session with myself and my team as long as you've had your business for a minimum of 2 years. Once again, head on over to theabundantcall.com. Thank you so much for listening and have an amazing day.